If dark circles are still showing through your concealer, you're probably skipping this step. Dark circles aren't always the same colour and different colours need different correction. Let me show you how to fix them. These are my natural under eyes, which look more intense because I'm wearing foundation everywhere else but underneath my eyes. To make this more educational, I'm going to exaggerate the colours that we commonly see. On this side, I'll deepen the under eye to mimic dark pigmentation, and on the other side, I'm going to enhance the blue and purple tones. In order to make this a fair demonstration, I'm using alcohol activated paints to create this. You'll often see people demonstrate colour correcting with blush or lipstick under the eyes, but those move around when you apply makeup on top. These dry down completely, so they stay exactly where they are and let us see how colour correcting actually works. So on the left side, I've created a deeper pigmentation, making sure the darkness is on the inner corner and fading towards the outer edge. And on this side, we have the blue purple tones that we often see show through when the skin is thin. Before we start correcting, it helps to understand why certain colours work. Colour correction isn't meant to cover darkness, it's meant to cancel the colour so that concealer can brighten it. Purple tones are neutralised with yellow, blue tones are neutralised with peach or salmon, and deeper brown pigmentation is neutralised with peach or orange. When these colours overlap with darkness, they create a more neutral skin tone. At this stage, we're not trying to conceal the darkness or match it to the skin, we're simply neutralising it so concealer doesn't turn grey on top. If you prefer ready-made correctors, products like the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Colour Correctors are designed specifically for this, and they have about 9 different shades available for all skin tones. Learning to mix your own is really useful because you can customise the colour for different pigmentation, and then you can also adjust foundations and concealers that aren't quite the right shade for you. The LA Girl adds coverage whereas the Temp 2 doesn't, so you've got options. For example, if we mix the pink and yellow together, we'll create a very soft peach tone, almost like a pale apricot shade, which is great and works beautiful for neutralising very light under eye darkness. As we've already learned, yellow base will help neutralise purple tones, but we can also warm that up to make it slightly peachier if blue tones are your issue. To warm that up, we'd add a touch of red, so a tiny amount really does go a very long way. The colour deepens into more a classic peach corrector then. The depth of the colour can be adjusted based on your skin tone. So again, if we add a little bit more warmth, we move into a deeper peach and soft orange tones. This is useful because darker pigmentation often needs slightly warmer correctors to cancel it properly. So depending on the depth of your darkness and your skin tone, you can adjust from a very soft peach all the way to a deep peach or orange. On this side, I'm going to correct the brown or the hyperpigmentation tones first. When darkness under the eyes has this kind of brown tone, we want to add a warm shade to neutralise it. You only need a very light amount of product. As you saw, I had a tiny amount on my brush, and the key with colour correcting is placement. You want to concentrate most of the corrector where the colour is deepest. For most people, that's right here on the inner corner and just underneath the tear duct. And then for the darkness that extends outwards, use whatever is left on your brush. You don't want to apply the same amount across the entire under eye because that can start to look heavy once the concealer goes on top. Remember, we're not trying to conceal this colour, we are simply neutralising it. This corrector does not need to match your skin tone. Quite often it won't, but sometimes when it blends out it looks quite skin-like, but most of the time you'll still see some warmth from that peach tone. That's exactly what we want so that when that concealer goes over the top it doesn't turn grey. So on the left eye I used the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Colour Corrector in Pink Pomelo. And on this side I'm using a salmon shade that I mixed myself using the LA Girl Pro Concealer Correctors with a tiny bit of the red shade from Temp 2. Remember, light peach and salmon tones are great for cancelling or neutralising the blue tones within the skin. As you can see, this one looks more like my actual skin tone. You'll see when we finish though, it's not the perfect coverage. We still need a concealer for brightening, but this is really good at neutralising the blue tones that we put in on the alcohol activated paints. And remember, if purple tones are the colours that are plaguing you, you want more of a yellow colour corrector. I will link all of the products I've used so you can shop them from the description bar of the video. Remember to blend the seam past your pigment but don't go too low. So here you can see the before and after of the colour correcting. Notice how the darkness hasn't disappeared but the colour has been neutralised. Once the colour is balanced like this, concealer can now sit on the top and brighten without turning grey underneath. For concealer, I'm using the Estee Lauder Futurist Soft Touch Brightening Concealer. I really like the consistency of this, but the shade is slightly too dark and quite yellow for what I want today. So instead of switching concealers, I'm just going to adjust the tone. For this, I'm using a touch of violet and white pigment. Violet helps to neutralise excess yellow and white will simply lighten the shade. A little goes a very long way with these pigments. So 1 dot of the violet and 1 dot of the white mixed together is going to give us a nice lilac shade. And I'm going to show you by blending that onto the concealer, it's going to cool down the yellow undertone. So instantly you can see it looks much better, but this is still slightly too dark for me. So adding a drop of white is going to brighten the shade, and now it blends much more seamlessly into my skin, and as you can see, it's the perfect shade. As long as it's seamless, then you can stop there with your colour adjustment. So this is really handy to know for all of your concealers and foundations. Now that both under eyes have been neutralised, we can use the same concealer on both sides. At this stage, we're no longer correcting colour, we're simply choosing a concealer that matches the skin but also gives a little brightness. What I have noticed is because I've been demoing some of the colours on my hands, all my makeup has kind of settled and dried down, so I want to revive it a little bit. So I'm going in with the M Cosmetics Divine Water Mist to add some hydration, which helps the concealer melt into the skin rather than sitting on top. So that's a little tip if you are applying your makeup in stages or you're busy and you're multitasking, you can just revive your face with a hydration mist. Now I'm just showing you that you can apply your concealer with your fingers, you can apply it with a brush, or you can tap it on with a sponge, whatever works for you. Personally, I really like to use my fingers because the warmth helps to soften the product and it blends beautifully into the skin. The key here is to gently pat the concealer rather than dragging it around so that it stays exactly where we placed it and it continues to brighten that area. So we've got before colour correcting, after colour correcting, and now with concealer applied on this side, you can really see how neutralising the colours first allows that concealer to brighten underneath the eyes more effectively. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we don't need to change the concealer just because the colours under the eyes were different. Once those tones were neutralised, the same concealer works over both sides. Now, if you're unsure if your eyes need colour correcting before concealer, here's a little tip. If you've ever applied a concealer and it suddenly looks a little grey under your eyes, that usually means the underlying tone hasn't been neutralised first. If you want to powder at this stage underneath your eyes, you can. I'm only taking down a bit of shine from my cheeks. I don't like to powder under my eyes. A little creasing doesn't bother me because I can reset that with my finger. Now I'm adding a slightly brighter concealer just to the very inner corner of the eyes. I haven't applied any powder here, so it blends easily into the skin. I'm tapping this in with a small brush just to add an extra brightness right where the eye tends to look its deepest. Normally, applying a bright concealer here without correcting first can make that area look grey straight away. But because we've neutralised the colour underneath, it brightens the area instead of emphasising that darkness. The reason I don't apply powder directly underneath the eyes is because for me I feel like it enhances fine lines and wrinkles. So I always work the powder right into the puff, apply it to all of my face where I want to minimise shine, and then use whatever is left on that puff around the eye area. So it really is minimal. So just to recap the progression: before colour correcting, after neutralising that colour, and then after concealer. So if your dark circles have ever shown through your concealer, this is usually the step that's missing. Once that colour underneath is neutralised, concealer can simply brighten that area instead of fighting the darkness. So I really hope this has been useful. Please let me know what you thought in the comments section below. If you've got any questions, let me know there and I will do my best to come back to you. If you enjoy problem solving makeup tutorials like this, you might also enjoy these. I have lots of tutorials covering things like hooded eyes, small lids, and techniques designed to make makeup easier, more flattering, and help build confidence with your makeup. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss future uploads. You can also shop the products used directly from this video in the description, and if you know someone who struggles with dark circles, feel free to share this tutorial with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.